Our ship is anchored in Charleston Yacht Harbor about 2 miles away. Marty and I decided not to go on any of the planned excursions today and just wing it today, so we grabbed an Uber and we went downtown. First place we went was to the Charleston City Market. This is quite a famous place, and you can just buy like one of anything there. You've got a lot of artwork, there's baskets, there's you name it. We'll just kind of walk around here a little bit. You can see what they have. This originally was the slave market a couple hundred years ago. They had hundreds and hundreds of slaves here. We wandered around the market for a little while, and then we decided it'd be fun to get on one of these little carriage things drawn by horses and see the town that way. So we found a place where you could go on an hour tour for, I don't know, it was actually about $50 each. And we wandered around town with the carriage. It was really quite a nice place. The people were really well organized. The carriage came in one end of the building and pulled up to a big platform, and people climbed aboard, and we went right out the door. So we're on our way here in a minute. There's Marty negotiating the price, and we're just about to go downtown. So we're going to ride around. Unfortunately, we had probably the slowest horse in Charleston, plus a lady right in front of me that kept leaning out taking pictures, so we didn't really get that many pictures. There's lots of pretty houses, there's a huge amount of history. We totally enjoyed the ride. We'd also promised to go on one of the tours in the afternoon, so we had to kind of rush because our horse was so slow. We had to rush to get back to the bus, which was back at the boat harbor. Anyway, we made it to the bus, and we're now down right on the edge of Charleston Harbor waiting for our ferry boat to take us out to Fort Sumter. We notice there's an aircraft carrier, which is a huge monument across the harbor there. And here comes our boat. This is about a 100-footer. Looks real seaworthy. It's cold, it's windy. It's a great, really nice that we can be inside and not out on the windy deck. Lots of people. I think they go out there probably every 2 to 4 hours. It's very, very popular. It's run by the National Park Service. That's a car carrier, that kind of funny looking ship down there. They can carry thousands of cars. They go all over the world. We're leaving the harbor now. That was an island near Fort Sumter. That's not Fort Sumter. It's windy, pretty cold. We're approaching now Fort Sumter. There's a ferry boat out there. They're going to be leaving, I think, in a few minutes, so we can go to the dock. You can see white caps. It's blowing probably about 20 knots, and it's a very cold wind. Okay, we're approaching Fort Sumter. I mean, this is really a very historical place. This is where the first shot was fired that started the Civil War, really. Here's our captain. It's a windy day. He's going to have a little bit of trouble docking. We're going to bump pretty hard. And we did. But anyway, everybody's getting off the boat, and they're all kind of cold. That was a tough landing. The wind was right on us beam. It blew them into the dock, but pretty hard. People are going ashore. It's mostly bricks. Some concrete, I guess, has been added through the years. There's a nice sign at the front door. It says Fort Sumter. There's our boat out at the end of the dock. Okay, we're inside the fort now. Look at this cannon. About 200 years old. That thing would throw a 150-pound cannonball, probably about a half a mile at least. Look at them, they're huge. These things probably weigh 3 or 4 tons each. Okay, that's a park ranger, and he's giving a little talk about the history of the fort and what the Park Service does to sort of maintain it out there. You can see our passenger boat out over the top of the fort. Marty found a little gift store. She's in there getting, she got a great book about the history of Fort Sumter. I read the whole thing. I know a lot about it. This is kind of unique. The Coast Guard's out practicing rescues. We just got to watch them pull a guy out of the water, and he climbed up inside the helicopter. We didn't plan on that. Okay, this is one side of the fort. Another big giant cannons up there. Some were above, pretty much exposed. Lots of them were below. They had big doors that open. That looks like kind of a Civil War cannon there, of a different style. People are walking around. There's probably 100 people out here walking around the island right now. This is a kind of a lower area. Look at some of these. These got to be totally the original cannons. Look at that. That is huge, absolutely huge. The little gift store was upstairs there. That's also the officers' quarters behind some of those black buildings. We were out there for about 2 hours. We all jumped back on our ship, and we're going to head back on into the harbor. Our captain wants to sail earlier today, probably hoping for about 5 o'clock. There's the aircraft carrier over there. You can see it's windy in the bay. There's that aircraft carrier, plus it's got a whole lot of airplanes on deck. This is a beautiful old schooner. In the summertime, they take people for tours out there. There's the car carrier. It has decided to leave port. That's a sailboat. The sail is reefed, and it's been blowing really hard. Okay, we're back at sea now. We're heading for our next port. Here's some pictures around the boat. This thing is a beautiful boat. There's a crew member out there wiping things down. That's a view from our cabin. The cabins are so cool. You can just lie right in bed and watch things go by. There's a ferry boat that we passed. Okay, the captain said we'd be arriving at Port Royal first thing in the morning, and he was true to his word. We're going to be at this dock. There's a trimaran there and a really nice looking racing sailboat. Here's our buses. When we show up at a port, they show up at a port. The crew is great. They check us on and off. They know right where we are every minute, really. Here goes our bus. We're going to go out to a kind of an aquarium over on, I think, a place called Paris Island, which is also a military base. Here's the Maritime Center. It's run by the local people. They're trying hard to make it bigger and bigger. There's the lady at the counter. I had a nice talk with her, and I took a few pictures inside. I don't know what the coyote's doing in there, but anyway, there's quite a history of the oyster fishing, the crab fishing, shrimp fishing. That's a huge industry in this area. There's a couple porpoises, there's a stingray, there's a turtle. There's part of our group right there. And there's the marine biologist. He's actually giving a tour, talking to the people. Now these are little baby alligators. Marty was looking for some alligators, but she wrote those one off. They weren't big enough. On the way home, we went to these cypress gardens, and they said there would be some alligators there. Now these are there were some people off our ship. Look there's a beautiful, I guess some kind of a crane. Okay, Marty, there's the alligator. There's the alligator. He came right by. Actually, he winked, but I didn't get it on film. There's some beautiful white birds. Look at them. They're in the trees. Very, very, very pretty. This is a great spot for bird lovers. Look at those cameras. Look at those big lenses. We spent probably about an hour here walking around. Beautiful place. This is only about 2 miles from Port Royal. It's just very nicely done. They've got guardrails around. Okay, we're going back to the boat. We're going to have lunch, and then we're going to walk in and see what Port Royal's all about. There's that beautiful sailboat. Anyway, we got to the place where we want to eat inside the ship. It's kind of the back deck lounge, and we got there too late. She's closing things down. Anyway, we walked ashore into Port Royal. This is far from any ordinary city. That's what the signs say. Marty found a cute little dress shop, and she's in doing a little shopping. I'm her she calls me the fashionista. Look we picked something out. She's buying it. She's a happy camper. The Port Royal is really a cute little town. It's really a sleepy little place. There's the fern in the tree. Look at that. They say you got to be careful with that fern. It's loaded with some kind of little tiny insects, kind of like red ants. And they say, boy, if they get on you, you got trouble. So we're just walking around the town. Our ship is going to be sailing here fairly soon. So we got to get back to the ship on time. Okay, we walked back to the ship. It wasn't very far. Okay, we are underway, and we're going to be at a new place, I think, called Wilmington tomorrow morning. We've got the GPS there up in our observation room. We got some people in there now. There's Marty, she's got the binoculars. They're looking out to sea. This is just a great place for the passengers. Look at this. You can bring your cocktails up here. Okay, that's a view right out of our bedroom. The wind is blowing pretty good. We got kind of a quartering sea. We hope you enjoyed this little video, and we got another one coming up, number 4.